Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving straight into a fascinating devotional called The Undivided Heart. It really challenges us to look at why following God is an absolute all-or-nothing commitment. I mean, we're talking zero half measures here. So let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to picture a giant, muddy game of tug-of-war. You've got the heavy rope and two teams just pulling with all their might. Now think about this. Can you grab one end of that rope with your left hand, sprint over to the other side, grab the other end with your right hand, and pull both ends at the exact same time? Obviously not, right? It's completely impossible. And just like in a game of tug-of-war, we can't play for two teams at once in our spiritual lives either. You literally have to pick a side. Part 1. No middle ground. When it comes to serving God, you are either pulling for his team or you're pulling against it. The devotional points right to this incredibly powerful verse in Matthew. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. In God's service, there are absolutely no ties. You can't just stand in the middle of the field and casually watch the game. You're either actively helping to gather things together, or you are scattering them apart. Because of that, the text makes a pretty bold statement. It says that we cannot make a compromise with the world and still expect to enjoy the Lord's blessing. Basically, we can't keep one foot in the world's ways and one foot in God's ways. We have to step all the way up to the divine standard. The call here is super clear. Let God's people come out from this world and be totally separate. Part 2. Showing your true colors. So how do people actually know what team you're on? In sports, you throw on a jersey. But in life, you don't wear a uniform to show you're on God's side. You prove your faith is a living reality through your everyday actions. Now, what's really interesting about this is that the source lists 4 very specific ways to do this: surrounding ourselves with Christian cheerfulness, showing kindness, practicing forbearance, which essentially means being patient even when things are super frustrating, and showing true love. And when we actually do those 4 things, something amazing happens. We are letting the bright rays of the light of truth shine right out of us. The text explains that this shows unbelievers that our faith actually makes us better men and better women. It sanctifies our character, it transforms our lives, it proves that our religion can withstand the test of a really tough trial. Because when things go wrong, but you still show kindness and love, that proves your faith is the real deal. Part 3. Words that really matter. But it's not just about what we do. It's absolutely about what we say, too. The source warns us against something it calls vain and trifling conversation. Now, I know that's a bit of an old-fashioned phrase. What does it actually mean for us today? It means silly, useless chatter or careless talk that distracts us from what truly matters. And the devotional is dead serious about this. It says that indulging in this careless talk actually bars the way for other souls who might have otherwise come to Christ. We could accidentally push people away just by engaging in useless chatter. And the warning gets even stronger. The text says that a lot of people who start out doing great in their Christian life end up losing their spiritual strength specifically because of this useless talk. And worse, it literally places us in the enemy's power. When we let our words drag us down like that, we lose our holy confidence. We feel like we can't even look up to God and ask him for the strength we so desperately need. And this brilliantly illustrates a choice we have to make every single day when we're talking to people who don't know Christ. Are we just going to talk about everyday earthly stuff? Our farms, the stuff we bought, our daily gains and losses? Or are we going to let our conversations elevate and focus on heavenly things? Are we going to talk about our future life and seeking to win souls to Jesus? The text actually calls it a shameful neglect of duty when professed followers of Christ only talk about earthly things and completely ignore the heavenly ones. Part 4. The Heavenly Photo Album. To really drive home why our choices matter so much, the text introduces an incredible idea: the ultimate record of our lives. Listen to this quote straight from the source. Every word and act is photographed in the books of heaven. Just imagine that for a second. Every single thing we say, every careless comment, every act of kindness, it's all perfectly captured, exactly like a photograph. And for the careless triflers out there, no human hand can erase a disgraceful blot from this record. It is a permanent snapshot of what team we were playing for. Part 5. Washing our robes. Now, I know that heavenly photo album ideas sounds a little intense, right? But don't worry. Let's move to and see how this builds, because this record isn't meant to just scare us. It's meant to show us exactly where we need to fix our mistakes. The devotional gives us a very clear plan of action. First, we earnestly examine ourselves by the light of God's word. Second, We discover every single defect in our character by being totally, brutally honest with ourselves. And third, we wash our robes. So, how exactly do we wash them? The text finishes by saying, we make them white in the blood of the Lamb. Through Jesus, we can be totally transformed. We don't have to be stuck with those disgraceful blots on our heavenly photographs forever. We can wipe the slate clean, step completely off that middle ground, and be fully 100% committed to His side with a truly undivided heart. So, the absolute crucial point is this. If your words and your actions were photographed today, like right this very minute, what picture would they paint? Would they show someone playing an impossible game of tug-of-war with the world, or someone pulling hard for heaven? I really want you to think about how you're going to show your faith through your words and your kindness tomorrow. Thanks for exploring this amazing devotional with me today on The Explainer. Keep learning, keep shining your light, and I will catch you next time.